Happy Sunday, everyone. And I hope everyone is continuing to have a great St. Patrick's Day weekend. I mean, as of right now, it's going to start coming to a close because, tomorrow's Monday. But I was actually doing a little bit of, let me do my low and high night of kindness, and then I'll get into what I was going to talk about today. My low is both times, like when I was with my nephews yesterday, when going out to dinner, at least on two separate occasions, they each cried once. And honestly, I feel sad when my nephews feel sad. I should feel sad that way. But both my high and my act of kindness was I got to cheer them up and I made them laugh. I mean, being with them in general is always a high for me, but when they're feeling down and, you have a loving uncle who makes them feel better, it really does feel special. I say this and, the sun is starting to shine, right on me. I didn't mean for that to happen. Wow, it's actually kind of bright, not gonna lie. So you're probably wondering what I did, right? So, okay, well, a bit of backstory. We're picking up my nephews, my father and I, from, okay, sorry, I just got a notification. Anyway, where was I? Right. So we're picking up because whenever we go to church as a family, I sit near the front and my nephews with their parents sit in the way back because they're a little too rambunctious to be sitting up front. So they get to leave early. Meanwhile, my father and I arrive to their house later to pick them up for dinner. And one of my nephews, he did not want to go. He did not want to go, at all. He was crying, he was screaming. He was asking for his dad to give him multiple hugs. And I'm not going to lie, how he was feeling on the outside, I don't think I've seen a more accurate representation of how I always felt on the inside whenever I had to go to church when I was a kid. I mean, to be fair, I never acted out, but that was because, keep in mind, I was the first generation where they put the rules in, but in some ways, parents were still being holdouts about it, including my father. And that was one hornet's nest I was very careful not to kick, okay? I'll put it to you that way. So, we're on our way to Storia's, and we're going down the hill from where they live, because they live up on the hill in Corning. And we're on our way to Storia's, and his brother, the one who was not crying, was saying how my nephew who was crying, one of the reasons why is because he lost a balloon. Let it go and float away. Which, yeah, I feel you. I feel that. I've let go of balloons before. Not fun. Especially when it's a balloon you might like or something. Knowing my nephew, it was a yellow balloon. Yellow is his favorite color. For both of my twin nephews, one's favorite color is yellow, and the other is pink. But knowing the nephew that let go of the balloon, I'm willing to bet money that it was a yellow balloon. Anyway, so I thought, you know what? I gotta find a way to cheer him up. This is an uncle moment for me. This is the kind of moment where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be a good uncle. I'm gonna do what I can to cheer up my nephew. He loves balloons, so I said, hey, I can make my face blow a balloon like this. And that got him to smile. But here's where he went from legit crying to just straight up laughing. Because I made the sound that a balloon makes where after you fill it up with air and then you let it go and then it flies all over the place. So I'm like, Immediately, my nephew started to laugh. Actually, even got my father to laugh a little bit too. So, yeah, I cheered at my nephew. I feel like such a good uncle that way. Although then there's the other nephew who, keep in mind, he was sick the day before on St. Patrick's Day, which, wait, a kid sick on St. Patrick's Day? He wasn't drinking anything, was he? No. Listen, my brother and his wife are extremely responsible, and my nephew's 3 years old. They would never do that. That'd be crazy. Shame on you for thinking that. Anyway, if you were thinking that, that is. Anyway, so he's sick and he's not really eating much. But the one thing that he definitely does want to have, that he thinks he can eat, is ice cream. And we always get ice cream for dinner. No, ice cream for dessert after done eating dinner. So we keep telling him, now you gotta eat some of your dinner. You got some of the pasta from the pasta buffet, specifically the cavatellis, but also he got chicken fingers and fries, and he just really wasn't eating much of it. So it's like you can only have you'll have your ice cream when you have some more of your dinner, and he didn't really want to eat. And then my father, his grandfather, says, if you're not going to eat, we won't be getting any ice cream. And then he just started. He didn't lose it as much as the other nephew did on the way to Sorges, but you could say it was kind of a scene. Not a big scene, but like it was self-contained, I guess. Because there were people around, and I didn't know as many people staring, or if anyone was staring, they were a bit sympathetic because, come on, it's a 3-year-old crying. What can you do? So, eventually my father did cave and he got him ice cream anyway, which, personally, my brother and I never would have gotten anything like that if we behaved that way, but must be a grandpa thing. I don't know. So, they get their ice cream, and even with the ice cream, he was still slow to eat it, but he did eventually finish it. And so we were on our way home, and the way back was perfectly fine. Although, my father because here's the thing, my father knows that I'm a little bit impatient, I guess. And I think my father tried to mess with me a little bit when he said, that was fun. Keep in mind, my nephews are in the back, and I'm like, you really want to have this conversation with the boys behind us? There really was no big conversation to be had. Everything was fine. We got the boys home safe, and we eventually got home, and here's where things got really interesting. Yesterday was my mom's first day at work. She's going back to work today, because she just had a wrist surgery, right? And normally when she is working, it's supposed to be from 7 to 7, but usually, and by usually I mean all the time, it's 8 o'clock, 8, or sometimes even 9 o'clock when she finally gets home. But my father and I arrive at his place at around 7:45. And my mom actually beat us home. It was crazy, you actually beat us home? Seriously? It was unbelievable. I didn't know. I didn't think that was a thing, but apparently, yeah, my mom actually beat us home from work. And granted, Corning Hospital is a 5-minute drive from where my folks live, so it's not like she had to travel far. But even still, we were expecting her to be home much later. So we brought dinner home for her from Sorges. She wanted a Sorges homemade spaghetti and meatballs with a ranch salad. Shout out to Keith Habsburg of the Try Guys, ranch salad. If you're a Try Guys fan, you'll know what that reference is. Anyway, so we watch TV as a family, and we're watching the college basketball. But the other thing that was on was Say Yes to the Dress. My mom loves that show, and admittedly, she she kind of got my dad and I to watch it up at Cuckoo Lake, and eventually it grew on me. So we're all watching Say Yes to the Dress, college basketball, and anything else that was on. And we're watching Say Yes to the Dress, right? And one of the two girls, well, there's like several girls that are always featured on the show, but like there was this one girl who had like a whole bunch of tattoos on her, right? Some of her tattoos were like a sleeve of Super Mario characters, which that's cool. That was a cool tattoo. Oh, a cool bunch of tattoos. Anyway, so she's going, dress shopping because it's wedding dresses, and she brought her fiance with her. Now, maybe I'm just a little old-fashioned, and maybe times really have changed, but I thought it was extremely bad luck, taboo even, if the groom-to-be sees the wedding dress that the bride-to-be said yes to. I mean, eventually, the fiance did leave, and she did find a dress without the fiance there. But, like, you are playing a dangerous game, my friends, if you're doing that. Listen, yeah, I know, I'm a single loser, but one day I'd like to get married and stuff, and for sure I'm definitely going to adhere to a lot of the, traditions. I'm not going to look at her dress at all, or actually, is it you can't see the wedding dress, period, or you can see the wedding dress and you can see her, but you can't see her in the wedding dress before the ceremony? Because I think it works either way. I mean, personally, I'm not even going to take a risk and not see the wedding dress at all. Again, if I'm the one getting married, of course. But that's just me. But yeah, it was fun seeing Say Yes to the Dress on the end. That's pretty cool, and honestly, not a way to end a Saturday evening, especially for St. Patrick's Day weekend. Which, that reminds me, there's something I was about to get into, right? Now, this year we were blessed to have St. Patrick's Day fall on a Friday. So, Friday, March 17th, 2023, that was St. Patrick's Day. Here's the thing. A lot of people would probably imagine that a year from now, St. Patrick's Day is going to be on a Saturday, which means almost as much as debauchery as this weekend, right? Sorry to put a damper on you guys' parade if that's the case, but next year is 2024, and that's a leap year. Meaning we have February 29th, and every day after that, everything's going to be one day further ahead than what you think it is, which will include St. Patrick's Day. So that means St. Patrick's Day next year is going to be a Sunday. I figure a lot of people are going to plan on doing a lot of drinking on St. Patrick's Day regardless. But if you are looking to have a good time, be smart about it next year, guys. I mean, honestly, the fact that, St. Patrick's Day was a Friday, it actually does give you some reprieve from like the previous 2 days to recover. You're not going to have any time to recover if you go all out on Sunday next year. Just some words of wisdom. I mean, again, I don't really drink that much myself, but I do know that if you're going to drink, be smart about it. Have yourself a pint of Guinness or two, and then call it a night. Is what you should do. Actually, you could do that, or you could have an Irish Car Bomb. I know what an Irish Car Bomb. If I recall correctly, it's Bailey's Irish Cream and Jameson whiskey. Hold on, let me get my notes. Oh, okay, I got a balancing act here. Okay. Wow, this is much easier to do. So, somehow whenever I rest my computer on this, my keyboard on the computer, sometimes sometimes it messes with the keys a little. Was an Irish goodbye. Oh, right, remember, I forgot I looked this up a while back, but for those of you who don't know, an Irish goodbye is if you're at a party and just all of a sudden you leave. Like, you leave the party without saying goodbye to anyone. Which, I would never do that. Like, if it was a party that I was personally invited to, I would very much at least thank the people who invited me. That's me. No. Let's get to an Irish Car Bomb. Okay, Irish Car Bomb. That is, if I can find it, refers to the drink's Irish ingredients. Typically, okay, it's Guinness Stout, Bailey's Irish Cream, and Jameson Irish Whiskey. Okay. So, yeah, that's what it is. I'm sure a lot of people on Friday had Irish Car Bombs. Let me put this on here real fast. Hold on. This isn't a very big ottoman. I understand that. I can rock it back and forth like this. Woo. Okay. So honestly, it should be a pretty quiet day today. My mom is back to work. My dad's going to be by himself. I'll be visiting him a little bit later. I'm sure he's watching my nephews right now because he always sees my nephews every Sunday morning. So that'll be fun. I'll see him later. Probably going to watch some college basketball too. A friend of mine with a whole bunch of other guys are in Denver right now at the college games. That's really cool. You know, one of these days I really should get back to Denver. Last time I was there was not under the greatest of circumstances. Next time I go, I'm making sure it's better, for sure. But I hope today is very good for all of you. So, you know what? It's the end of St. Patrick's Day weekend. I think I should probably end the weekend video the way I feel I should. And you know what? With St. Patrick's Day being on Sunday next year, might as well give you a little sneak peek of what I'll say a year from now. Actually, less than a year from now. Or actually a little more than a year from now. Because it'll be a day ahead. Leave here. So with that said, may the road rise to meet you. May the wind be ever at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. And the rain fall softly on your fields. And until we meet again, may the Lord hold you in the palm of his hand. I hope everyone has a happy rest of St. Patrick's Day weekend.